Okay.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dave Winokur. I'm the fire chief of the Moraga-Orinda Fire District, and I am the head of the CalChiefs WUI Task Force. President Tubbs has asked me to meet with CAL FIRE regarding comment period that was recently extended to April 4th for SRA maps. I'm meeting today with Staff Chief Jim McDougall from CAL FIRE, who's going to explain to us some background of the CAL FIRE FRAP Fire Hazard Severity Zone maps, where more information can be made available, and how to submit comments. Good afternoon, Chief. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Dave, and it's a good to be involved with this podcast. That was stupid. So, sir, good afternoon, Chief Winokur, and yeah, really looking forward to this today with you and to get the information out to all the fire chiefs throughout California and their ability to comment on the state responsibility fire hazard severity zones.
Outstanding. Appreciate that. I'm going to share screen and let you walk us through some of the information that's available on the State Fire Marshal's website.
Okay. Good afternoon again. And with the fire hazard severity zones, we developed a new website for this new rollout for the state responsibility area. The maps can be found here. They are a statewide map, and then there is a map for each county. At the top of this screen, there really a piece I want to show to you is the fire hazard severity zone viewer. Now the viewer has been put together, make it easy for the public to review the maps and for you to look at very specific places within your jurisdiction. It always takes a second to load here. There we go. And you can use this to look through where the zones are. I think this is a really useful tool to allow you to go in and look at your areas or look at areas of your concern and really provide good comment about how that's been zoned. Again, April 4th is getting close, but we really want your comments, and this is a really good way to review the map, review the zones, and then provide us comments through this process.
And I was just pointing out here, Chief, we've got underneath by each county, there's the opportunity to open up a PDF, either the Archie or 11 by 17 for those who don't want to use the viewer and like to look at it in a more static setting.
Yeah, trying to provide as many opportunities and tools available that we can for folks to make comments.
Outstanding. I'd also like if you could walk us through some of the additional information that's made available on the same webpage regarding how these the fire hazard severity zones were put together and where folks can find the frequently asked questions.
Yeah, so on our fire hazard severity zone website, the Chief Winokur is showing here, we have frequently asked questions. We have presentations here on how the model was made. We have presentations on what fire hazard severity zones are and how those affect and what regulations they affect and what they're not. And I really want to point out that these are hazard maps and not risk maps. But we have lots of resources here. We have the science and methods, definitions of what's used in the model. And we really, this regulatory information here will take you to the Office of State Fire Marshal's website where the regulation is posted, where you can read the initial statement of reasons and all the regulatory documents and the text within the adoption process that we're going through. And so we've really a comprehensive website here. I think everything that you're looking for or questions that you have, hopefully this answers most of them. We also have frequently asked questions on this website. And we've really built this off questions we receive. We update them occasionally now as we receive questions from the public or from other constituents. We try to make those questions available and the answers to assist the public in answering those questions. There are questions in here about how the map was made, what the regulations are for, where you can go to make comments or how you can ask for more information, the legal requirements about fire hazard severity zones and what we're required to do. And then down towards the bottom, we have a piece specifically for what will be coming out next, are frequently asked questions about the local responsibility area fire hazard severity zones. And at the bottom of this, again, if you have any questions or your constituents, send us an email at that FHSZ information email, and we will get back to you and try to answer your questions as best as we possibly can.
Outstanding. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to
Oh,
say, I think one of the things I'd really like to call folks' attention to is that local government has an opportunity to review the maps. And if there are concerns or there are comments about the maps in SRA as currently drawn, there's a mechanism for those comments to be submitted. As I understand, you all have received over 600 comments, and the Office of State Fire Marshal is committed to reviewing and responding to all of those comments.
yes, that's correct, Chief Winokur. As we get those comments in, we'll be looking at them, and comments that are specifically to the map and those areas you identified. We will go in and take a look at those and review those comments, and can actually make changes if necessary. We want these comments. It's a large state of California, and your input is really needed. But if we do make changes to the map, just so you know, those changes will come back out with a 15-day comment period for review of the changes we have made based off the comments during the regulatory process. Again, get those comments in to FHSZ comments. You can email them, you can mail them to us, or you can hand deliver them to 715 P Street in Sacramento. We'll take them all those different ways you get them, and we'd be more than happy to receive your comments.
Outstanding, Chief. We really appreciate the information. I would say to all our local government partners and peers out there, it's critically important that you review the maps. If you do not review the maps and you do provide comments, it will be awfully hard to answer your constituents, your residents' questions when they ask, what did you do during the comment period? Chief, it'd also be helpful if you could give us a little bit of insight about when we can expect to see the LRA maps. I know there's been a lot of concern and a lot of question about that from throughout the state.
Yeah, for sure. And so as we work through the SRA process, once we get that finalized to the Office of Administrative Law, we will then start the LRA process. And we're really trying to get that in a place to assist everybody. Our current plans we're finalizing now, but we will give local jurisdictions a 60-day notice. And we will figure out, working with those local jurisdictions, whose responsibility it is to adopt that map. We will provide a training to those local jurisdictions, and then we will provide a training on a web tool where we'll allow those local jurisdictions to go in and review the map and make comments to us. We will take those comments back in, review the map, review the comments, and make changes as needed. And then we will work by pushing those back out to those local jurisdictions for their adoption process. So we're still working on that process and the numbers, but now that fire hazard severity zones affect high and moderate, there will be many more jurisdictions that this will affect, and we'll be reaching out to those to start partnering with them and assist them through this process.
Outstanding. Well, I really appreciate your time today and your partnership as we seek to increase awareness of how this process works and the role of CAL FIRE in issuing the maps and receiving public comment. I remind everyone who's watching this to review the maps. All the information that we reviewed is available on the Office of State Fire Marshal's website. A simple Google search will take you there, and comments can be submitted to FHSZ comments@fire.ca.gov by the 4th of April. I encourage everyone to do so. Chief, thank you for your time. Really appreciate you joining us today.
Yep, thank you, and thanks for the opportunity to work with you on this.